Today we're going to make a nice tart tatin. We're not going to use or make the traditional recipe, which is usually made with apples. We are going to use peaches. To make a nice, beautiful peach tatin, you will need white and yellow peaches, butter, sugar, cinnamon, and puff pastry. The first step for us will be to start our caramel, and to do so we are going to use a thick bottom cake pan. So let's start the burner. Place the cake pan on medium heat. We are going to melt the butter. So melt the butter slowly. Don't let it color yet. We will increase the heat after the sugar has been incorporated to the butter. Great. So now I'm adding my sugar. Usually caramel, it's made of sugar and a little bit of water, but today for us we are going to make our caramel with sugar and butter. Here it starts to caramelize, so I'm going to whisk in order to have, whisk in order to achieve a nice coloring process, a nice caramelization. Thus, you will have a uniform caramel. So we are going to cook the sugar until it becomes totally nice golden brown. Be careful when you are working with caramel and sugar. Make sure you have a long whisk. Do little whisking on the side, and be careful not to get burned, because sugar, it's usually it's not very nice to get burned with sugar. It's usually pretty bad news. So be careful, be safe at home. Keep whisking slowly, like that. Okay, be safe. You see my sugars get more homogenized now. Just a little bit darker in order to have the nice caramel flavor of the sugar. The caramel has a nice color, so I'm turning it off and I'm going to remove the pan from the heat. Great. So now it's time for us to add the peaches to the pan. The caramel has a beautiful color. It is brown and shiny because of the butter. You don't want to have your caramel browner than this, because otherwise it might become bitter. So this is just perfect. So the peaches have been washed and dry. I'm going to cut them in half, like so, and twist. Okay. Remove the pit and place them stem side up in the pan, side by side. So press into the caramel. I like to alternate white and yellow peaches. So cut around the pit, twist, stem side up, remove that. Side up, all around. So here and there you have some little holes. The tart seems to be pretty full, but as I know it will shrink, I'm going to add pieces of peach here and there. Thus, when it will shrink, those pieces will fill the holes. So I'm going to cut the peach in wedges and just squish it up, push it in, force it a little bit. So now we just have to sprinkle a little bit of sugar, cinnamon and butter before baking it. Add the butter in little pieces here and there on the top. So here I'm using about a teaspoon and a half, 2 teaspoons of butter. There we go. And then I'm going to sprinkle about 2 teaspoons of sugar over the peaches. There we go. And finally, about half teaspoon of cinnamon. There we go. So in a preheated oven, we are going to bake the tart in the center of the oven for about half an hour at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, which is about 200 degrees Celsius. It's been 30 minutes. Let's check it out. Great. So the peaches are almost cooked. They're still a little bit firm here and there. And now it's time for us to strain the liquid. Place a flat plate over the peaches. Then grab the pan. There we go. Grab the pan and bring that over a saucepan and drain the juices. Look at this color. So that will be used later on in order to do a little glaze on the tart. Great. Perfect. Let's take it out. Now we are going to cook the tart for another 5 to 10 minutes. And we do so at the same temperature, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The tart has been in the oven for 35 minutes. It's time to take it out. So we are going to strain the juices again. There you go. Now we are going to add the puff pastry over. So roll the puff pastry to about 3-4 millimeters thick. Place it over and with your hand just insert the dough like so. There we go. Right, there we go. So try to push down the dough as far as you can into the tart pan, because that will help the peaches to hold when the tart will be unmolded. After that, we are going to make little holes over here to allow the steam to go through. So now we are going to bake the tart for another 20 to 30 minutes or until the dough is cooked and nicely golden. And we do so at the same temperature. So the dough is nicely golden brown and it is fully cooked. I'm going to strain it a little bit to remove this extra juice here. So be careful, don't burn yourself. Good. And I'm going to place the plate over to hold it now. Great. So with a spatula, make sure that nothing stick to the side of the pan. So just pass the spatula. Great. So now we are going to unmold the tart. Get a large plate, and that will be your service plate because we won't be able to move the tart after that. Place it over the tart pan, and we are going to flip over the cake pan. Are you ready? Just don't think. Hold it for sure and just do it. Do a little bit of magic. Tudun, tudun, tudun. Knock, knock. Who's there? And lift slowly. Wow, look at that. Beautiful. So now, with the spatula I was using a minute ago, we're just going to smooth it up. Just make it smooth. Right. Good. So you realize as you unmold the tart that it is important to drain well all the juices. Otherwise it would be a mess and it would run everywhere, right? So the tart is almost finished. We just have to boil the juices and reduce that by about half, and then we're going to put a little bit on the top like a glaze. We are going to reduce that just a little bit more, and then we're going to put a little bit on the top of the tart in order to keep it shiny and like a little glaze. Pour a little bit of glaze over. Great. Beautiful tart tatin. You may serve the tart tatin with a nice peach caramel sauce or crème fraîche, whipped cream or vanilla ice cream. Bon appétit!